Hey, this is Jenny Jones, Digital Growth Hacks Club. All right, so listen, finally made it in, finally did a live stream. I thought I would have access to my comments, which I think I do. Um, Let me see if I can put my comments in. Let me see here. All right, so I think I have my comments up. I want to wait until a couple people get in before I kind of give you the lay of the land and kind of the rundown a day. Again, if this is your first time to this channel, please go and like and subscribe. You know, I'm always asking that to support the channel as we continue to move forward here. Now, let me see. I'm trying to see if I can see my feed here. All right. Um, all right. So here's what we're going to talk about today, right? Got a couple things want to get into today. If you are joining this and you hopped in, go ahead and just hit the like, subscribe. I mean, hit the like button. At least hit the like button. Let the YouTube algorithm let it do what it's going to do. But I kind of want to cover about 4 or 5 topics today, and I want to try to bring these. To you guys on a more consistent basis, right? So, um, if you are here, go ahead and hop in. Let me know if you are here. If I know you, then hey, Jenny, this is me, or what have you, right? So, all right. So here's what we're gonna do. So these are a couple of topics I want to talk about. Let me go ahead and do what I call my opening dialogue, right? For Digital Growth Hacks Club, right? So let me give you my opening dialogue, right? So the industry has changed, right? And I think not only do end users need to know, I'm an end user, but I think that founders need to know. I actually think LTD platforms need to know. I think people think we went through this gold rush, right? When everybody had money, right? And those of you who don't know my background, I am finance and marketing core, IT, right? But I understand markets and can read markets, right? And ever since the economy contracted, it changed. Every 5 to 7 years, the economy expands and it contracts. We are in a contractionary period. Money is tight, cash flow is tight. So holding on to our dollars and making sure we buy things that are necessary is what we're going to do. So everybody's going to see a little crunch, even us as individual agencies or as individual small businesses, right? So we're all seeing this crunch. And now, so if we're all seeing this crunch, I don't think that some businesses have adjusted. And I actually don't think that some LTDs platforms have adjusted as well. Right. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. But so the state of digital marketing, also, you're seeing this AI growth. Right. And you have to be careful because there's going to be a lot of AI and or there's going to be a lot of copy tools, right? Tools that you've seen before, tools you're going to see again. There are some tools that are on the wave of something very special. Those are the tools you probably need to start paying attention to, right? So you're going to see AI tools pop up everywhere. Anyone that knows anything about programming is going to put an interface together and they're going to put some type of AI tools behind it. And so that's what you need to start looking out for. um, Also, what I was going to say, and I'll probably talk a little bit more about this later, is I think we're still going to our these platforms, and we're asking founders to give us everything that they have in the coffer, right? Some founders hold some things back, but when you look at the overall cost of what you're getting over a lifetime, it actually for the things that they're giving you, and when I talk about the 6 things that I look for in growth tools and or LTD tools, those are going to be very, very important. But you're going to see where the difference is going to be, and some of the things you should be looking for. Some of the things you're asking for is like, dude, there's no way we can provide that. And some of you guys out there are like, hey, I'm just asking anyway, right? But don't get disappointed if they can't provide that for you, right? So one of the things that I wanted to say, and I want to make sure that I'm very clear in this, I want to look right into the camera and say this to you, right? I want to say this to you and I want to be very, very careful in what I say and how I say this, right? And I don't want anybody to think that I'm doing anything more than what I should be doing as an LTD channel. That's what I do, right? But here's one thing you need to understand. And and I'm gonna be speaking to them as well. But let's make no mistake about it, who created the market, right? AppSumo created the market, right? So we know AppSumo created the market. There's other LTD sites or lifetime deal sites out there. There's Deal Fuel, there's Dealify, there's Deal Mirror, there's Mighty Deals, Pitch Ground, SaaS Mantra, Rocket Hub, Social Stack Social. There's a lot of LTD tools out there. I so happened to, when I stumbled on lifetime deals, I just so happened to stumble onto AppSumo. And I've purchased one or two deals from other platforms. I need you to know that. I'm just not buying from, but what I found was I found the most trusted that I would use, because when I started doing these reviews and things like that, I want to go with a platform that I can trust. If something goes wrong, something goes awry, if I have all of my tools in there, I have all the access, I have all the obligations of all the founders in one tool set, I kind of have an obligation to try to make sure that that platform is still going to be around, right? And so I do a lot of reviews, right, on AppSumo. I'm not exclusive to AppSumo, but I have some different things going on, right, that I will mostly talk about them. I do have other platforms that once uh, something is off LTD lifetime deal, then I actually talk about it in my digital marketing tool shed. And so those are the types of things that I do. But one thing I want you to know, and one thing want you to be very clear about is, if AppSumo is the leader, and if AppSumo goes out of business, then what you could say to yourself, that creates an opportunity for the other competitors. Yes and no. It creates an opportunity for them, but then what does that say about the state of lifetime deals? If AppSumo goes out of business, what does that say about the state of lifetime deals and or that moving forward? So if you are a lifetime deal purchaser and you purchase those lifetime deals, you have to be very careful of the things you do, the things you say for any of these platforms. I'm putting them all on equal footing. Now, some people say, hey, AppSumo charges more and we're able to get on. They do that, right? Some of that could be for profit. Some of that could be for marketing, because every single channel I go to, right, I see an AppSumo ad, right? So I know they do a lot of excessive. I think one time King Sumo did this breakdown of how much marketing they do across Facebook and all these other platforms. To me, I think and where we're at right now, I think maybe some of that needs to cut back, and maybe they need to put some of that money back into the hands of the founders, as we are in a tighter economy. Maybe they need to adjust. I don't know. Maybe they'll listen to this. Maybe they'll even see, hey, maybe we need to dial it back a little bit. We are at a contractionary period in the economic cycle, right? Every 5 to 7 years, the economy expands, the economy tightens. If you have not changed your business model as a result, you can't just keep raising prices or keep squeezing out your affiliates, right? That's not going to get it. There have to be you have to leave some of that back on the table so that everybody can have an opportunity to eat. So that's my message, right? To some of the founders that may be viewing this or may be seeing this, I want to go ahead and put that out there for everybody else. So if you're here, check in. Um, Make sure that you put a little something in the chat so I'll know where you're at and so what's going on. All right, so I got that out of the way, right? And I just wanted to basically say, hey, if they go out of business, then we're looking to a whole economy a whole business a business type that may a business model that may go out of business altogether. I think AppSumo going out of business is not going to be good for anybody, right? So we still want those, because if, let's say they did go out and they were the first ones there and you've been on their platform for some time, if they were to go out of business, they're not, I'm throwing this out here hypothetically, right? and I'm giving you this as a competitive landscape. If they were to go out of business, then everybody has purchased software from them may be at risk of losing all the LTDs that they've ever owned. So it's almost behooves us as end users to kind of nurture and um, take care of the lifetime deal market. That's what I'm basically saying when I say that, not to abuse it, right? And I'm gonna come back to that a little bit later, right? But I do trust them. That's why I use a lot of them. I've bought from other ones, and I've ran into some problems with a couple of other ones. Not putting anybody on the spot. I'm just letting you know that when I've ever tried to get a refund, I've ever tried to do anything, it works out the way I need it to work out there. And I may do others later on, maybe one or two or different ones, but that's the reason why. Everybody's been asking me, why do you just do, why do you just do AppSumo? That's the first one that I came to. That's the one I trust. I have bought off others, and I have given some reviews on others as well, just not as many. So I just wanted to get that out of the way, right? So what I want to do is I want to give you um, the two reasons when I'm looking at AppSumo. I mean, not AppSumo. I'm sorry. When I'm looking at lifetime deals, right? We just finished off on AppSumo. That's why. When I'm looking at AppSumo, I mean, when I'm looking at lifetime deals, that's the problem going live. There's 6 tips and there's 6 different things that I use or I look at when I'm looking at a tool and I'm trying to find a diamond in the rough, right? Um, and I've shared this before with you guys in the past, but I'm looking for a tool that's gonna add value, right? That's gonna add value to my existing tech stack, right? Or it's gonna save me money, right? Can it help me increase my bottom line, or does it help me save money, right? Those are the two elements. Those are the first 2 things I look at when I see a new tool pop up. I used to, when I first started buying deals, I used to be so excited to see all these different deals, right? But I started seeing, man, I got so many deals. Are they actually helping me increase my bottom line? And are they helping me save and or reduce costs? So those are the 2 things. I see you, Radiance. I see you. Thank you for showing up, right, and supporting and commenting. I appreciate that. Um, what I what I those are the 2 things that I see. But let me give you the 6 tips that I use for finding diamonds in the rough. Definitely, as money is tight right now, right? So. Um, one of the things is, have I seen this tool before? Have I seen this type of tool before? Right. And we went into this thing where they started there, all the AI tools are dropping, right? We went through this mode where we had all the learning management systems. We went through this mode where we had all the publishing software. Hey, this can publish to your social media calendar. This can publish here. I've seen all of them, right? And now what I want to see is, what are you doing? Because if a if a company like Facebook or YouTube or X or whatever they call it these days, Twitter, if they have these open APIs, then developers are able to develop off of them. Most of them develop these calendars so that you can post your content to them. So we went through all these waves. So now we're going through this AI wave, right? But there are these unique tools that come through that they're doing something totally different, right? And what I've seen, that some tools will come to some of these platforms and you may not buy them because you haven't seen 100 other people doing them. That is the best. Those are the best tools to buy. So you'll see me take a chance on a lot of those tools that you haven't seen before. Because what I've done, and I'm gonna tell you the rest of the tips. I think tips number 6 is going to give you. It's going to be a telltale, the reason why I pick up some of the tools that I pick up. So that's number 1, right? Number 1 is, have I seen this before, right? This, as soon as I look at them, I'm cruising them, right? And I come there and I'm looking at different tools. As I'm there, right? I'm looking at these tools and said, man, have I seen any of these tools before? Have I seen one like this? Have I seen one like that? Right? That's the first thing that I do when I look at these different tools, right? Then, I may look at the reviews, I may not. I always look at the good reviews and I always look at the bad reviews, right? I look at all the reviews. Believe it or not, I look at all of them. and I'll say, "Ah, yeah, they're upset because they didn't add capital letters," right? It's like you're mad because they didn't add capital letters, so you gave them a 2 star, right? You gave them a 2 taco, right? That to me, I'm just like, okay, I won't count that review, right? I look at the genuine reviews, right? All good and bad. That's the difference with me. I look at good and bad, right? And another thing that I do is I go to their website, right? I go to the company's website, right? Most of the websites, when you click on a tool, they're going to have the website is going to be this particular website is right here. So they'll actually have the website embedded and it'll be at the top of any one of the tools that you just so happen to look at. So we can go to any one of these tools. We can look at Academy LMS and you're going to see checkout account and they're going to give you the link to the website. I always look at their website, right? And I look at their website for a couple of reasons. Why? How do they put their own website together, right? Then I look at their pricing. What are they offering? They're offering 2 flavors, 3 flavors, 4 flavors. What are they offering? What are they offering in relations to what it is that I have seen, right? If they're offering, if I go to their website and I look at their pricing, I find out what are they offering me from their pricing strategy. They have a tier 1, a tier 2, and a tier 3. What are they offering me? What can I get from what they have there, right? And here's the other thing, right? Here's the other thing. I look at, are they creating a win-win? You can tell when some deals are just lopsided. As soon as you see them, you say, "Oh, they're trying to kill everybody, right? They're trying to kill everybody with this deal. They not letting anybody make any money." I will go down to the comments and I'll see what everybody's saying. But then I'll look at their tool and I says, "Well, the reason why they're not doing that is because they're already an established tool. They're probably here before they go public, or they're probably here before they get purchased, or they're trying to put themselves up to get purchased by another company." You never know why they're there. So sometimes you can ask questions. Sometimes you'll see my questions. Hey, why are you even here? Why are you have, 5,000 customers already. Why are you even here? And then you learn a little bit more about the deals that they're offering, right? And some are here. Some founders come here to try to see what we're going to help them build it out, and then they'll build it out. And then some will just say, "Hey, thank you, whoever came here to help us build this out, but we're going to kind of leave you kind of hanging." I've seen that. Not as often, right? Less than 1% I've seen do that. And so I'm just letting you know. So again, have I seen this before? I always look at their website. Sometimes, no, all the time. I always look at their websites, right? So, and then the third is pricing. So I look at their pricing and I compare it to what it is they're offering here. What I will see and pick up on really quick is where do they want people to be, right? So let me give you an example. Let me give you the example of a tool like Hero. I think it's Hero FM.fm. I'm actually going to be reviewing this tool probably later today or tomorrow, but this tool is sneaky good, right? I don't have an affiliate link for it yet, but hey, you might want to look at this tool because I'm letting you know right now, I'm going to pair this tool with another tool that's going to knock your socks off, right? So I have a couple of videos. I've been on vacation. I got a couple of videos saved up, but this one, once I show you what I compared it with, your socks will be blown. But reason why I wanted to show you this is because they have two particular offers. You say, "Listen, I'm trying to get in. This is the missing piece that I needed for this particular tool." Right? You go here and it says, "I just needed this one piece. This tool provides it." Cool. You pick it up, the first tier, $49, right? Pick it up. But if this is a tool that you can combine with another tool, or you can add to your own tech stack, then you must take the tier 2. The tier 2, once you look at this tool, look at their pricing, you will see that this is an absolute steal. This is an absolute steal for the tier 2, right? You'll see that later. I'm going to show you guys. I have 3 videos that are already just waiting. I got to edit them down, but I've been on vacation. Once you see what I've done with a lot of these tools, you're going to be profound. So that's what I have. So I have the pricing. Then the next thing I look at is competition. Who is their competition? What is their competition charging? Do they even have a place What are they offering more than what their competition will offer, right? And a lot of times they will give you some of their competition right here. They'll say, hey, um, who this is alternative, right? This is an alternative to this particular one is alternative to Patreon. This is an alternative to Podia, right? And you look at there and you look at those and you make those comparisons and you do that with the pricing. Don't just buy and put these things in your shopping cart. This is how you find this out, right? I'm an online coach. I'm an online creator, right? I looked at both of these. So it's just, hey, you know what? That's going to take my interest. And wait until I see how you guys got to stick around for that. I'm going to do that maybe tomorrow, maybe this evening or tomorrow once I get done with that. All right. So I got a couple more minutes. I did not want to hold you guys long on one of my live streams here, and you can always tap back in and get it. And I'll try to put, table of contents in it so you can jump right to some of the areas, right? So the next thing, so I gave you 4 already. Let me repeat them. Have I seen this tool before? I look at their website, I look at their pricing, and then I look at their competition. Who are they comparing themselves to, right? Appreciate that, Radiance. I see you, Raytalia Salon. She has an awesome setup going on there. Might want to check her out if you're doing a ladies business or into doing nails or whatever. Might want to check her out. I'll just give her a shout out because she's here. She supports me in some of the other things that I do as well. All right, so make sure you guys at least hit the like button. Make a comment below if you want to try to help this out as well. All right, so that's 4. So pricing, competition. 5 is, can I redeploy this tool once I make the purchase? Can I redeploy this tool in the next 30 to 60 days? Right? Because a lot of times we'll buy tools and they'll say, oh, that's on our wish list, or that's on our to-do list, right? I asked them, what does that mean, right? Does that mean it's going to be done this quarter? It's going to be done next quarter? And a lot of times a tool like Sessions came out. They were making additions and updates at short order. You say, hey, do you guys have this? They're like, yep, we'll have it tomorrow. When you see that, you see a lot of in-house engineering, or the engineering cost is covered. When you go to a tool like Sessions, they had 3 investors. So the money is there to enhance and grow that tool. So if you didn't get Sessions, I don't know if they're still here. That was a killer deal, right? So can I redeploy this tool in the next 30 to 60 days? Can I really even make my money back, right? That's going to be important for you, right? Can you make your money back in 30, 60 days? Do I have the control of making it back? Because if I buy the tool and I don't deploy it, that's on me. But do I even have the ability to do that? So I'll go and I'll connect everything up, connect the Stripe, make sure it works. Can I make my money? Can I start charging? Those are things that I look at, right? And so the last thing that I look at is, can a deal be combined with another deal that I've purchased previously? So if you create a deal and or a business model that can be combined with another deal, 2 LTDs, you have sunken costs already right there. Any revenue that you create above those 2 is instant cash flow, right? It's instant cash flow. Also, and I'm going to throw this in here for free. If the founders and or the company creates little add-ons for $5, for $10, do not mind paying that, especially if they're a core part of your business model, because you're not paying the monthly cost, which is about 40 to 50 to 60, maybe $100. And they create an add-on. You says, yes, I need this add-on. I don't like that they're charging me for it, but this is a necessary piece that I can add on. Once you add that on, you're really actually helping the business you're helping them stay in business. Now, there are some founders, they know who they are. I hope they see this. We know when a bait and switch is coming. We know that. And once we get onto you and the word spreads fast, then, too bad for you. But we're saying as long as you allow us to participate in this partnership, we can help. And some people, you need to ask us, we don't mind paying additional. Everybody wants it. We don't mind paying an additional, $3 or $4 like that. We're not going to pay what everybody else paid. We feel like we shouldn't have to do that, right? So I just wanted to put that out there. But support your founders if they're out there, because you want them to stay in business, especially if they're helping you make money, right? Don't get mad at founders because you have the tool in your hand and you're not doing the things that you need to do to make money. This is not a chastisement. This is just I don't want the LTD market to go away. I don't want the lifetime deal market to go away, right? And with that being said, I'm gonna share my message to the founders, and then I'm gonna share my message to the end users, and I'm gonna kind of close this up, right? And this is the reason why I'm trying to do like this, like I said, the state of where we're at right now, right? So, founders, dear founders, if you are listening, if you run across this video, what we are looking for as end users, right? We're looking for more ways to increase um, our bottom line, right? So if you're going to add a feature just to be adding it, right? If it can justify us increasing our bottom line, right? Then we don't mind paying for it, right? If you say, hey, we've subscribed to this service, we bought in bulk, that service is charging us $1 per user. We're going to charge everybody $3 per user. And it's something that's of value that we can take and we can actually deploy it and then maybe even increase our own prices to our own end users, we will take that because it's allowing us to make a profit as well. If it is about you padding your pockets, we're going to pick up on that. I'm letting you know now, people do not like that, right? So have your plan coming in before you come to the LTD market. Know what you're going to do. Know what you're going to do. You're going to transition out of the LTD market, right? You're not going to make that much money because as a lot of the marketing costs and all that is wrapped up with some of these LTD deals, but they're allowing you to get to users that can help you. Also, listen, listen. What we are telling you, we may not be making you do something, but if there's a pattern of people asking for certain things, they're basically letting you know, hey, if you add this, you add that, this is going to make this tool stand out, or it's going to make this tool compete with another tool, right? I'm not saying give away the farm. I'm not saying open up the piggy bank. What I'm saying is try to make a way to make it happen, right? If there's a cost associated with it, if you have to go out and hire programmers or what have you, let us know. We'll understand that and we'll try to absorb the cost for you. But if you have a killer tool, if you have a tool that everyone else has, and then you're trying to charge us on top of that, that's not going to work. But if you have a tool, you have a certain unique tool, you have a unicorn tool, we're going to support you because no one else is doing what you're doing. So we're going to support you in that endeavor. But if there's 50 other companies doing what you're doing, be careful in how you're increasing your pricing. Be careful of how you do the people that purchase from you. All it takes is for anyone that has purchased from you to get the inclination that there was a bait and switch that went on, and they will go to every single uh, comment site, and they just will do that. They band together. So make sure you have your plan your work, then work your plan when you come to the LTD market. I'm just letting you know. And the last thing, this is for founders that are out there. You can't say nobody told you. Remove the arrogance. Remove the arrogance, right? And what I mean by that is don't respond to comments with flipped answers, right? We don't know. We'll work on that. We'll add that to our list. No, be genuine in your answers, be genuine in your responses. A lot of people are asking because they really genuinely want to know. The fastest way to lose trust in the end users or consumers is for them to think, to even get an inclination that there's been a bait and switch. I promise you, they will band together and take you down, right? I don't tell them to do that. That's just what they've done. And there's so much venom that comes from LTD users that think that they've been taken advantage of. So ease in, right? Get to know who your users are, right? If they're asking you to open up your API, that's because some of the tools that you have, they're not working with some of the other tools. But if you open up your API, then they can mix in 6 or 7 other tools on the back end, and it covers the cost. If they could take one tool, and if you've opened up the API and they can add it to the other 3 or 4 tools that they've already purchased on LTD, that's going to make them a happy camper, but it's going to make your tool a core piece of their tech stack, and it's going to make them never leave you, right? And if you add different things that they want, they'll pay for those upgrades. It's a win-win here. If it ever appears that it's not a win-win, it's not going to be good. You can't say I didn't tell you, right? You can't say you did not learn from this video. All right. So with that being said, for the end users out there, right? A lot of people are going to turn away from this, but I've already chastised the founders that come to LTD. But so now I'm going to chastise the users that use it, right? Stop with the low reviews if you're not going to use the tool. If you're going to use the tool, I'm going to keep the tool, but I'm going to give it a low review. That's nonsense and that's foolish. And here's the reason why. If you're going to keep the tool, then you want the tool to survive. So don't give it a bad review, give it an honest review. And you're going to probably give it a higher review. It says, hey, I love the potential in this tool. I love the potential in this tool, but these are the things that they need to work on to make this an award-winning tool. But if you're gonna leave a low comment, don't leave a low comment and still keep the tool. Just get rid of the tool and and you can still leave a comment, but then just get rid of the tool. Don't keep the tool and then keep it low, right? And I'm only putting it out there because it's a pet peeve of mine, because you're really lowering your overall value of the tool. If you've purchased a tool, let's use round numbers for $50. If you purchased a tool for $50 and you give it these low ratings, then you give it the low ratings, then you're really hurting the tool and you won't allow it to grow. But if the tool survives and it comes along well, let's say they charge $50 a month. You bought it for a one-time cost for 50, you've actually 10x your investment if the tool takes off and becomes successful. That's just a way we have to think about how we do these tools, right? I apologize. I thought I was back on screen. I'm sitting here and talking to myself. I'm just talking to a screen window here. So, all right. So, listen. So, the low reviews, don't do the low reviews. If you're going to keep the tool, don't do a low review. Just give your review, but don't keep it. Just give it back, right? Ask questions with intended purposes, right? That's the next thing. Ask questions, ask good questions. Hey, how long have you been in business? Do you have founders? How many subscribers do you have right now today? What do you plan to do when you leave this LTD offering? What do you plan to do with the money? I ask them. They may not tell me, or they may give me an idea. I may say, and some of them will say, hey, we're just going to spend all that money on Facebook marketing, which I think is a bad idea, but that lets me know how they think, even as founders, right? So always ask questions with intended purposes, right? Um, Stop buying tools just to buy tools. Stop buying tools just to buy tools. Buy tools that is going to help you increase your bottom line or reduce your costs. Those should be your rules, right? Those should be your rules when you're purchasing these tools. Don't just buy tools because they're nice, shiny. Because right now, when the economy was expanding and everybody had money, right? When the interest rates were super low, everybody had access to capital. Buying tools and extra tools, having 4 or 5 video tools and all that, that was fine. That was great then. But now that it's getting tight, you might want to try to rein that in a little bit and be very calculated in your purchases. Can I make my money? Go through those 6 tips that I told you to do, right? And another thing that I'm going to put out there, right? Stop trying to flip tools, right? The game has changed. Flipping tools 3 years ago, 4 years ago, probably was a good little business model and you can probably turn a little profit. I think every now and then when you find a good tool that no one has anymore and the tool's gone on to be super successful, there may be an opportunity for you to do that. I don't know. I'm not into flipping tools. I buy what I own and I keep the tools. The reason why I say don't flip tools is because it hurts the overall lifetime deal market. It really does, right? It hurts the overall market. So the only thing I'm saying is if we want to continue to see lifetime deals, if we still want to see them come up on all these different sites, then let's try to do some things to try to keep it as stable as possible. I'm not going to flip a tool to earn an extra $20 or something like that. Or I may have something that's sitting on the shelf forever and I never use it. I thought I'd use it or something like that. And someone really, really needs it. Then that's different, right? And I understand, but don't just buy them just to flip because you can, right? It changes the market. And as a result, it has changed the way some of the software is developed, right? When you used to buy the codes are different from the tiers. The tiers, you really have to own the software and so on and so forth. So the codes, you were able to had a little bit more leeway with that, but the tiers kind of changed it up as well. So I'll give you another sneak. I'll throw this in for sneaky for those of you still hanging out, right? Now, before I close, if you see tools that are developed with codes, there's a difference in the coding than tools that are created with the tiers. The two tools that are created with the tiers, there's some a little bit more advanced programming going on. So that's saying a lot about the developers and their ability to create different tools. But if sometimes you'll find, I'm talking about today, launching today, coming out today, sometimes you're going to find where if there's code base, then if they're doing stacking codes, then there's probably some limitation in some of the coding that they can actually do. That's something that I noticed. But what's in the tiers, you're going to see some advanced coding. You're going to see some maybe even some advanced UI on the back end as well, because there's a little bit more sophistication that goes into uh, tools with tiers versus tools with codes. That's what I noticed. I don't know if that's a fact. That's just what I noticed. So don't take it as the gospel. Don't be quoting me anywhere. That's just something that I noticed, right? Um, um, and also, the last thing I want to cover, right? Last thing I want to cover is it's here. It's almost launched. It's coming out. The SaaS Tools Secret Hacks. I've been working on this puppy, about to launch it here really soon. What happened is I would have launched it by now, but I added more stuff to it. So it's going to have some of these tips that we talked about in here already. It's going to have some of my best tools that I've connected together that have worked the best, right? Um, some of you may believe me, some of you may not believe me, but I've probably created an additional 9 to 10 revenue streams just off LTDs. So I already had a business that I was running, but I created, when different LTDs came to market, I created different revenue streams from. Let me give you one, for example. This is a tool that I created. It's called SaaS Use Case TV. Now, with SaaS Use Case TV, this created an app that allows people to see different videos or different tools that I've connected and put together and all that, right? It's not a promo. A lot of people know that I do this, but this is an actual tool that I bought, a one-time sunken cost off of that I bought off of LTD market, off of this software. They allowed me to create 4 apps in the App Store, right? And so this is an actual. So I was able to deploy it, and I was able to get it out there with this one tool that I created another revenue stream for. So again, that's all I really had for you guys. Leave a comment below as I kind of leave it just for, we can kind of look and see if there's any other questions you guys may have here as I kind of close this out. The digital marketing, it's kind of changing a little bit. I just wanted everybody to know that, right? And let me see here. All right. So if you have anything you want to add or anybody have any comments, please like, subscribe. I'm going to do some more of these as we come along. Um, if you guys have any other questions, I'll go ahead and answer them now. If not, I will see you guys soon. I have 2 videos that are dropping. I have 2 videos that's going to be, one of them you can create right now. I'm gonna whet your appetite with this. I'm gonna show you 2 tools that is on LTD right now. It's on AppSumo right now. 2 tools. I'll bundle them together. It's gonna be a digital marketing. Uh, I'm not gonna say phenomenon, but you will make money in the next 30 days once you bundle these 2 tools together. So that video is dropping either later tonight or tomorrow for sure. 2 tools, they're on there right now. They're still available. Reduced cost, they're not that much. I think you'd probably be out of, I don't know, maybe 150, 170 bucks. 2 tools. You tape them together, they're going to be killer. Hey, you guys have been great. Thank you guys for joining in. Thank you for hanging in there. Thank you for chiming in the notes, Ray Talia. I appreciate it. See you guys till next time.